Give it up for Taylor.
So I'm in a very, very budget hotel room in London, and we decided it's time to raise the stakes. Because I've been traveling with 3 of my debate team companions, and we're about to compete at the Cambridge InterVarsity 2012 Championships, where we'll be radically outclassed by people of various accents, of whom all of which are more persuasive than our American ones. And we had decided that if we did well, we wanted to have some sort of bet to make things more exciting. So we decided that if either one of the other teams, so I was with my partner Virginia and Ben and Alex were the other team, if either one of us made it to finals, the other team would shave their heads. Which seems like an unfair bet considering they're both boys and we're both girls, and I didn't have the David Lynch coif I have today. I had more of a, a feminine, I had the bangs, and it was a cute red-haired haircut, very feminine. But it also was unfair because I had been secretly harboring this desire to cut off all my hair for a very long time, and really wanted to, but there's, I think, like most women, have a strange relationship with my hair and the femininity, and boys prefer girls with, long hair. Well, I prefer boys that keep their mouths shut. So, but I was still very, very uncomfortable about the idea. So I thought that the less crazy option would be to shave off all my hair in a bet. Like that would seem more sane than just wanting to get a cute haircut, and that would be somehow more acceptable. But the tournament unfolded. We went to Cambridge, had a great time. No finals, no forced shaving of the head in the middle of the Cambridge Union. But we had a follow-up trip, and I was going with Ben and Alex, and we're going to continue going to Sweden. We're going to stay with Bren's brother and go around to Lund and various places. And I guess the Swedish, or the Nordics, have 2 things that they value, which is like safe prison conditions and haircuts. Because I was in this small university town, Lund. It's middle-sized, and every street had about 4 hair salons just mocking me. And so I kind of started bouncing it off with these bro friends of mine. I'm thinking about cutting my hair off, just taking it shorter, and they're like, well, I don't really care. But I've harassed them constantly, and I kind of bounced the idea off with friends before, and I had this insecurity because I'm bisexual, and there's sort of this association of the short dyke hair, and I was going to be this big queer mess of a person all of a sudden, and you always picture the beautiful short-haired women, it's like Halle Berry, you're either Halle Berry or Rosemary's Baby, both and so I'm I'm on the bigger side, and so I thought that 8 inches of dead skin was what was between the rest of the world finding out I was a fat dyke or not, which was just insane, just absolutely insane. And the only constructive criticism the friends I was traveling with could offer were well, what would your girlfriend think? I just started dating this girl and I really liked her. I was like, well, I don't care what she thinks. If she doesn't like it, she can break up with me. And then 2 seconds later down the block, I'm like, do you think she'd break up with me? I was like, I really don't want that. But finally, we're walking one night, and there's this one salon that's especially chic, and I walk in, and I said, you have time for a haircut tonight? And there's these 2 women, and they're clearly well, we want to go home, and they're looking at me. She goes, well, what do you want to do? And I explained to her that I want to cut and color, which she knows is going to be a lot of money and a big tip. So she's like, you can come in after closing, come back at 8. And I get this fabulous Lithuanian woman. And I go up to her, and I want to cut off my hair, and she's like, what is your dream haircut? And I'm like, well, I don't know. And she just magically pulls this one black and white crumpled photo of her drawer. She's like, is this your dream haircut? And it was. And we sit down and we have this marvelous discussion, and she phrases everything this way. She goes, what is your dream career? What is your dream job? And I sit and I talk with her, and she talks about women. She has the short hair too, so I trusted her, as if she's going to perfectly recreate it. And so she cuts off the hair. I read Swedish People. If you read Swedish fast enough, it starts to seem like English. And in the end, I'm nervous, but I'm very pleased with it. And I go back home to where we're staying with my friend's brother, and I open the door, and they all kind of look at me, and it's just jarring at first. And before they can even say anything, I just go, I love it, I'm happy, and if you don't, you can go fuck yourselves. And that's kind of been the way my outlook has been the entire time, and they did like it, and I'm happy, and I cut more off this last weekend, and I'm so happy I did. Thanks.